Hey there, welcome to the Reinsurance Podcast, the place where we dive into all things reinsurance, the coolest part of insurance. We're your hosts, Jared and Ben, a couple of ex-practitioners who loved the industry so much we founded Supercede to tackle some of its biggest headaches. And we're here to share our insights and stories with expert guests as we uncover what's really going on in the industry.
Oh, welcome back to the Reinsurance Podcast, live from, well not live, but recorded from Monaco. Chris, thank you so much for coming to represent Gallagher Re on the show and share some of your views and news on the market. How's your Monte Carlo rendezvous going so far?
It's good actually. I think we're here with several key clients. My schedule's split between meeting with reinsurers, looking at kind of where we can holistically be of assistance, but also doing a lot of one-on-one meetings with our clients, using that as a platform to kickstart discussions as we head into 2026.
Brilliant, and I guess you've been coming here a number of years or so.
I think it's my 7th one, so not a seasoned veteran, but
well, some of the numbers get silly, didn't they?
couple of year gap during COVID and a few other bits that were going on, but yeah, my 7th Monte Carlo.
Oh, very, very good. And I guess this year, year 7, are you seeing any particular trends jump off the page, or what's everyone talking about?
I mean, there's not a strong trend here. I think we're looking at being 7 months into the year, or 9 months into the year in terms of the calendar year. Some challenges in Q1, but so far a relatively benign hurricane season. So I think a lot of reinsurers are in a position where they're wanting to grow, but also being cognizant of where we are in the reinsurance cycle, what that means for growth aspirations, and then also what our clients are looking to do with their own reinsurance purchasing and budgets and scope of cover going into 26.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you seen, I guess, anything set the stage for this year? Obviously, we had wildfires very early in the year,
Yep.
And then not too much since, I suppose.
I mean, not too much on the property side. My role at Gallagher Re is head of specialty lines and specialty property. Within specialty lines, we cover several classes of business, from A&H to political violence and terrorism to political risk and credit. And then my background's more on the property side, but on the heavy industry and onshore energy side, we've seen loss activity. There's been several risk losses in the energy space. There's a couple of instances out there on the political violence space. But to be fair, most reinsurers are in a profitable position. There's rate adequacy in those markets for our clients. So the market's in a state of health where it can absorb some of those large losses. So I don't see those as any market-changing events. But equally, we need to be cognizant of how the portfolios are performing and what that means for both our clients and the markets we're working with as reinsurers.
Absolutely, and I guess you talk with a lot of clients who have broad portfolios of specialty that come here to figure out how to place one or all of them in different groups.
Yep.
What are the sort of standout areas of opportunity or challenge that you're seeing in those portfolios?
I think I'll focus on something like political violence and terrorism. We've got a dedicated political violence and terror global product team. It's led by a gentleman called Joe Tyler. And his role is such that we work with our clients first and foremost, but with reinsurers throughout the cycle. So in some stages of that cycle, we've seen increased demand for standalone protections. We saw increased demand for pro rata a couple of years ago, especially after the outbreak of the Ukraine war, tightening of event definitions and things like that. But equally, we need to make sure that the products which we're selling are best fit for our client.
Yeah.
And if that means an increase in demand for composite products, then we make sure we've got the products to deliver those for our clients. If it means that markets are shying away, then again, we want to make sure we can concertina and increase with standalone or come back with composite at the right time in the market cycles.
Yeah, very cool. And are you seeing the reinsurance sort of context evolve much around that? Obviously, we hear all about alternative capital on the property cat space, but what are the secular trends, I guess, affecting the broader specialty market?
I mean, there's alternative capital isn't huge in the specialty market, but we are seeing reinsurers want to grow in that space.
Yeah.
It does offer some diversity against pure property portfolios.
Yep.
Reinsurers love a high volume cat-light type portfolio. But equally, we've seen some new entrants in the marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some new capacity coming on at 1/1. We saw some new capacity coming in this year. So again, there'll be a balance between competition but also with some back year loss development and some things coming to the table. Look at the positions of profitability with certain markets who'll be paying those losses versus competition added by new capacity and demand for that product in that space.
Makes sense. And I guess as we carry on, because it's still always quite early, I guess, in the year in Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
What are you going to be watching over the next 12 months? Are you keeping an eye on retro? Are you keeping an eye on what are the main levers or factors you have to keep watch over?
I think it's a combination of all of them, really. I mean, I don't place a lot of retro myself, but retro is a big product for Gallagher Re, whether that's cat retro. We're a market leader in the marine and energy and composite retro. So again, it's aligning and understanding if there is a market which is retro dependent, that they have any different appetite, if there's any shift in that space with rates, whether there's any additional capacity or a contraction of capacity. But at this stage in the year, it is high level and we're working with client strategy. There's no real data in the market yet. So once we're back from here, those discussions, that data collection, putting together actual plans based on what we're seeing from the underlying portfolios will determine kind of the best advice that we'll be giving to clients. But keeping an eye on, does that mean back year loss development? What's happening to the original rates? The original rates will play a big factor in the pro rata portfolios that we're responsible for. And in the first party classes, we've seen rates come under a lot of pressure in recent years. Let's not forget that was off the back of some incredibly positive rate increases.
This is true.
Certainly kind of compound rate increases over 5 or 6 years. So there's a healthy base at which the rate adequacy sits. But it's just, again, using what's happening externally to give the best advice for clients will then determine the structures and the shape of their reinsurances going into 26.
Amazing. No, that's very, very clear. And I guess if we, just to wrap up as we're coming up, I know you've got to run back into the
back
market.
Into the arena.
Straight back in there. But I guess zooming out a bit, are you personally excited about anything in particular in the market right now? You've got AI being talked about and new technologies. You've got obviously geopolitical things happening, or anything more specific to specialty, I guess. What catches your eye?
I mean, I'll plug for Gallagher Re, but we're trying to get ahead of the curve with that. We've got our big launch, our Gallagher Insight launch, which is improving our broking platform, improving the access that our clients will have to that, and getting the buy-in from a blend of tech, a blend of knowledge, a blend of data, to really kind of push that into the 21st century, but into the future of how we may be trading in this market. I'm equally excited about the people in the marketplace, people at Gallagher Re. We've had some changes within my team this year. We've brought kind of 3 areas who specialise in property and specialty together. And when you look across the scope, whether it's regional, whether it's by product, we're actually dealing with the same markets. We're dealing with some like-minded clients. And I think it's a good investment in our team that we're creating opportunities for our young talent, or just talent in general, to get exposure to new markets and other spaces, while also improving the actual level of resource and expertise that our clients can access. So I've been working and I'm responsible with, I've been asked to lead that team, but the initiative has come from Brian Frasinski, from Ian Curtin, and overseen and sponsored by Tom Wakefield. So I'm excited what that looks like in the future, and I'd like to think my team are equally excited about working with some broader people across the Gallagher Re network.
Absolutely, yeah. Always good to be excited about talent, and
no, very much so.
Next generation's coming in. So, yeah, hopefully they'll have a good market to look forward to come into, one with plenty of interesting things going on.
I hope so. I think it's a healthy market, and our job is to react to market cycles. So we had harder markets or hard market a couple of years ago. Several brokers facing new challenges who hadn't been in that part of the market cycle. But equally, soft markets or softening markets create different opportunities. So we're looking at what is the best protection, what is the capital shield for our clients, and regardless of where we are in the cycle, how reinsurance can play an important part of that, whether it's quantum, whether it's level, whether it's frequency cover, whether it's alternative capital. So utilising all of those and just working with where we are in that certain cycle as we give best advice and deliver for our clients.
Makes total sense, and very, very compelling indeed. Any final thoughts to leave our listeners with before we wrap up and let you run back into the...
No, I think I'm always encouraged by Monte Carlo. We talk about AI and we talk about data, and those are going to be incredibly useful and important tools, but keeping the human side of things intact, having a global community meet, whether it's here or at other conferences. But this kicks off, I think, the true kind of spirit of actually spending half an hour with individuals, forging those relationships and having frank or open conversations at a time when we're all getting ready for planning, all looking at budgets, all trying to predict what's happening in the future, but not forgetting that personal level of interaction. And I think that's probably demonstrated best by what we're doing here in Monte Carlo.
Absolutely, and a privilege to have one of those open and frank conversations.
Get
to know you and build the relationship here today as well. So thanks so much for coming on the show. And
absolute pleasure.
Good luck back out there. I hope you enjoy what's left of the conference, and we'll see you there very soon.
Kicking off the renewal season, which we're always looking forward to.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks very much.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for tuning in to the Reinsurance Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review to let us know how we're doing, preferably 5 stars. For more insights and updates, follow us on LinkedIn and visit our website at supercede.com/podcasts. You'll find the links in the show notes.